Please remember, going forward, this series comes with a parental guidance warning for intense moments of gore, violence, mental shenanery, gaslighting, all that, and potential other really mature moments. If that could be too extreme for you, please remember, here at Infinite Nerd Theorem, we have other series that don't come with such a intense parental guidance warning right at the beginning. But you do know with that parental guidance warning what time it is. It is time for our favorite amusement park down in Eldritch Being. Utilizing the Cypher System Edition, this is the Mystery Meat Pit, Happiest Place in Earth! And we have taken a little bit of a break since our last session in our recording time. For you players, each one of these episodes is literally only about a week in between, but for us it's been about a week, so I always got to start with a little bit of a recap. And thankfully, last session is pretty simple. There were shenanigans afoot. There was a lot of trying to figure out what's going on. And granted, everything was pointing at, honestly, it was looking like Moonlight and Riley had a hand in the suspicious looking murders, but, you might have thought that, but then, in all actuality, no. Especially Maury. Maury was too smart for all that bullshit. Honestly, I think they figured out the whole case right in the beginning, but they were just playing on. I don't know. They have a damn good poker face. Anyway, and when they finally busted out Blue Hawaii, and he told them just to go along, and, Alkenfeld needs this, that's when everything fell apart. Who knew Uretzi was so goddamn good at imitating people's voices and just, ventriloquism as well, and literally throwing her own voice as well. It's just, my players reveal so many more interesting tricks, and I will have to remember to give a little more difficulty for when they want to pull that. But when everything fell apart finally, and the doctor brought an end to Blue Hawaii, granted, I'm going to say something above board because the players, they don't know. They were figured everything was done, and as Blue Hawaii crumbled, turned to marble, one on his left arm, before the hand could fully become stone, it literally plopped, fell down, and looking like Thing from Addams Family, ran away. And that's where we're going to come back in because it's been about a good couple of hours. So when I asked the players when they woke up, I was actually I was saying it was about a little bit after sunrise, so it was about 7:30 in the morning. Now it's about noontime. It's lunchtime. Now, I don't know. We gotta find out what has everyone been doing since after all this shenanery and everything has happened, and meeting with the other Dons. I'm going to actually switch things up, and I'm going to actually start Maury. After everything had happened, what have you been doing for the last few hours? Because I will say, with the confrontation, that was around 9:30 after everything that happened in there. It's been about 3 hours. And, what have you been having Bob do?
It's a good question. I think Maury would probably just let Bob kind of do his own thing for a little while. Because even Bob needs a bit of a break. And with everything that's been happening, I think it's fair. Bob can have just a Bob adventure for the last couple hours.
You know what? You're going to enjoy where this is going then. Because, when you said, hey, Bob, it's time for you, because we're on vacation, it's time for you to have some Bob time. Bob just looked at you and went, and Gizmo just looked at him and went, gave him a thumbs up. And granted, you do understand their languages, but they were just so excited you really couldn't catch on. All you caught on was, we are totally going to the valley. And you just, wait, they're going to Beverly Hills? What? But no. So Gizmo and Bob, they had ran and they had talked to the Russian Don, and they wanted to see if they could borrow one of his cars. And, you know what? The Russian Don, he really liked the cut of their jib, and and granted, Bob's trying to do his best to look like a human, but he ain't fooling fucking anyone. So he allowed them to borrow their car, and they took off toward Vale Valley. They've been gone for a few hours. I will let you know. We'll actually do a roll to see what happens, Maury. And I'm not going to roll, you're going to roll. Now, what have you been up to these last few hours?
Maury has been in the walls, so to speak, because see, he's got these new spider-like legs that not really sure what he can do with them, but he was gonna find out.
Oh, thank you. Give me a might roll real quick. Just roll me that d20 real quick.
That's 14.
Okay, this was only a difficulty 4, so you only had to beat a 12. Now, what would you like to do with your spider legs? Because you were able to will them to come out of your back. Now, these spider legs, they're not they don't look like insectoid now since you're getting a real good look. They have the appearance of a spider leg, but at the same time, they're clearly made out of bone and cartilage of your own body, meant to give the semblance of a spider arachnid. And when you look at the tip, you can see that it actually, instead of going downwards at an angle, it goes upwards at a 45-degree angle, and there's little suction cups on the end. What would you like to do?
Just try and wiggle them around and see how they move. Can they move independently, or do they have to move as a unit? And I'm gonna see if I can maybe climb some walls, because that would be a lot more handy than what I already use.
Okay, now we're gonna do quite a few rolls with this real quick. So first and foremost, for doing the seeing if they have some kind of sentience that they can be controlled maybe with one or multiple, I would like you to do me a difficulty 4 intellect roll real quick.
13.
Okay, these actually do. So the way these actually do operate, because actually, even though it's bone and cartilage, instead of being, marrow, like how traditionally bones are in the middle, what's actually in the middle of these spider legs is actually a bundle of nerves. And essentially in your back, where all these nerves are connected to, is basically what you could assume is a little brain, a little self-aware tumor. And yes, it's able to control one at a time if you basically put it on auto drive, but that will mean you have to do intellect rolls going forward. But if you take control and you want to use them all together at one time, you have to use might rolls. Hold on, I'm just going to do a quick little thing real quick. We don't need someone's business being recorded while we're okay.
Yeah, that's
We,
why.
we don't
That's why
need
I
that.
wasn't gonna say nothing. Let it be able to be cut.
Oh no, I was just giving a quick little mute. Allow me just to say something a little. I will go ahead and give a little check here in a little second. But going forward, now as for just climbing up the walls, this is just a difficulty 3 might roll. Give me one last roll, real quick.
Okay, that's a 2.
Okay, now remember, failure doesn't mean you're not able to pull it. It's just something unexpected happens. Now, as you're climbing up the wall, man, you really feel like a comic book superhero now. Just you're climbing up the wall perfectly, and then, uh-oh. Oh dear. Everything was going right until, well, Biscuit could have did a little bit better making sure there wasn't any asbestos or anything in the area you were putting one of your limbs on, because the minute they did, instead of sticking to the wall, you stuck to the asbestos, you pulled away, and and you're falling. Thankfully, though, it feels a lot more than it actually is, and you're able to use your arachnid limbs to try to hold on the side of the walls, but you still feel it in your back as you hit. Knocks the wind out of you. The next couple rolls is going to be at disadvantage, so you'll have to roll twice and take the lower number, but you're not going to take any damage from this.
And the first thing Maury's gonna do when he gets up is look around and make sure nobody saw that.
No one was around.
Excellent. So the next thing Maury's gonna try and do, because not trying that again anytime soon, he's gonna try and see if he can use them as weapons. Like, can they stab?
Now for this will be a speed roll. Now go ahead, give me a difficulty speed roll real quick.
That is a 16.
Okay, this goes off a lot better, and oh god, I had something hilarious planned if that would have gone wrong, but no, you see that they work very well as a weapon, but the downside is you get exhausted really quick. So essentially, this is meant for like a quick burst of, okay, I can use this as like a one-time attack, like to try to do as much as possible, because If they're still standing after that, you're in a really bad predicament. So essentially, it's basically you could equate it to a glass cannon. It's going to do a lot of damage, but the risk is really high.
Okay. So it's like a last ditch effort situation. Okay.
Exactly. Now, it's during all of this training, it's been a few hours, and well, usually I'm not going to lie, this is something you are not used to. You are completely drenched in sweat, and you could use a drink. You need something to refill yourself. You need some Gatorade or whatever because you're feeling like you're coming down with some heat stroke right now. What would you like to do?
That Maury's gonna head to the nearest bathroom, I guess, and get some sink water first thing. Like wash his face real fast, try and get rid of some of the sweat, and get a drink from the sink as well before heading down to the kitchen.
All right, you did the right thing because if you would have proceeded more, that would have actually been very bad. So, thankfully, you're able to get it to the point to where you're not feeling like you need to sweat, but you physically can't anymore. You're able to rehydrate yourself successfully. And you said the magic phrase, which is going to trigger when for the next group event, you head to the kitchen. And now we will actually proceed to Scruffy. Now, Scruffy, after everything that had happened in the morning with Blue Hawaii, what have you been up to for the last 3 hours?
I'm still in my cat house, right?
Oh, yes, of course. You were inside of Biscuit.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember who the hell Biscuit was. You're right. The house. Yeah, no, I'm cleaning Biscuit top to bottom. I'm making sure it's as clean as can be, sparkling even, purring
Okay,
one
now
might say.
I am actually going to, so taking in consideration of your skills, go ahead and roll me a difficulty 2 intellect roll real quick. You just have to literally beat a 6.
And just make sure this is on a D20.
Yep, D20.
Well, I rolled an 8.
Excellent. So now since you passed this, one of the things that you are noticing about Fluffy is that there appears to be like shoulder joints leading to front limbs and the hind limbs as well, but they go underground. You are now coming to the understanding that Fluffy can go mobile. But how to get Fluffy to go mobile, you don't know yet. So essentially,
So
basically, so think of it like Cat Bus for My Neighbor Totoro.
yeah, I kind of got that. So do we got to convince it, or do I got to convince it to go, or how are we thinking? I think
Give me
I would
one.
probably bring this up to the group.
Actually, yeah, I would. I was going to say. So I will offer you this, Scruffy. You can either do a difficulty 3 intellect roll. If this was anybody else, this would be a difficulty 5, which would mean they would have to beat a 15. But because of your expertise and all of your skills, it lowers it down to a 3. So you got to beat a 9. So either you can go for the roll, or you can talk to everyone else, and after reaching the conclusion, potentially lower the rating even more.
Well, I mean, it seems like I've got a pretty solid understanding myself. So I think I'm going to just go for the role, but I will bring everyone else on board if it doesn't work.
Roger, Roger. Because I was going to say, even if the roll doesn't work, you can still, this is still something you can pursue and do. It's not going to be shut off from you.
Okay, well, that's 15 on the die. I got to check my character sheet to see what
Oh,
I
it's
would
you
add.
already. You already got it because you just had to beat a 9. So when I say a difficulty rating, just so take the number and multiply it by 3.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
So that's literally all it is. If I'm saying difficulty 4, you got to beat a 12. Difficulty 5, you got to beat a 15. That's why the difficulty ratings will never get higher than a 6 because that is impossible. Well, it'll never get higher than like 7 because that's impossible for you guys to get. So now you actually do come to the conclusion as you're walking around, and you actually do notice also as well. At first, it gave the appearance that Fluffy's snout and everything was the porch, but now you've come to the conclusion that that was actually incorrect. The door and the porch is a clever camouflage. It's an artificial mouth. The actual real mouth of Fluffy is buried under the ground. So you figure the best way to get Fluffy to even bring her real head up so you can try to ask her is with the right kind of treats. But what kind of treats? Because I will say you did try to give like some regular cat treats, but that did not work. This is something definitely else? Your best bet is you are definitely going to need to speak with Mori or Yoretzi.
Right. Okay. Then I would probably want to talk with Yoretzi first.
All right, so this won't trigger a full group event. This is just going to trigger a small two-person event. Yoretzi, where are you presently?
So,
Oh,
where everything happened.
could you repeat that one more time?
All I'm saying, where everything happened.
Oh, okay. Now, Scruffy, when you walk in there, go ahead. This is a small group role play between Scruffy and Yoretzi. Go ahead, guys. This is between you two.
Hey, Yoretzi, you know that real quick, can I get a description? What does Fluffy actually look like? Because I you said cat bus, but is that what it looks like, or I don't really
Okay,
know.
so allow me to fully to describe what has happened now, because you've gotten a much better. I can physically describe it more. This is essentially. I said the idea of cat bus, but what really this is more of is like the giant turtle from Discworld. What has happened is the house is alive, but what's happening is the actual entity, physical portion, the real body of the entity is buried underground, and they're able with their mind to control the physical building. So it's basically a giant eldritch cat. So think of an eldritch cat with a house growing out of its back. And what you did was, before, Fluffy thought they were kind of more like a dog. So at first their body looked more like a giant ass Tibetan Mastiff, but now they look more like a massive eldritch and so their body's purple. They look like a savanna cat, one of the largest breed. And so their body it's purple, and they have like greenish yellow spots all through their body. And when the dark god and the nature spirit had fused together into the actual house, and of course the house was built on top of a hole of the mystery flesh pit, it actually caused a little bulb to be formed underneath the house, which was basically the formation of Fluffy. And over the hundreds of years since the house was built, Fluffy has fully grown now. It's just you basically gave the last step. They fully realize now they're a cat. If
All
that
right,
helps me.
Yoretzi. Yeah. So the house that we're in currently is well, it's sort of like a cat. Well, I think I can make it move, is what I'm trying to say, or something like that. But I'm not sure what exactly to do to make it do that. And I figured you're into all that, native magic stuff. I'm pretty sure that's probably related. You might be able to do it. What do you think?
Well, first off, that's a little offensive, but I guess I could see what I could do.
Well, I don't know what was offensive about it, but I mean, we'll table that for another time. I think right now what we got to figure out is how to get this thing moving.
Yuretsi, would you like to give me a intellect roll?
Sure, please.
All right. So this is just a broad intellect roll. It doesn't have a difficulty rating attached. I just want to see if you take notice of something.
I got a 17.
Okay. What happens is you crouch down on the ground, and no, you don't put your ear to the ground. You just put your hand to the ground, and you can feel a gentle vibration at first, like a very gentle rhythmic vibration. And would you like to go outside because of this high roll? If you go outside, you'll be able to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. I'd probably check out, explore all my options.
And we can basically say, because as you're putting your hand to the ground, you're able to feel where it's more concentrated, and that leads you to, of course, the front porch. You go out on the ground, and that's finally, it feels really intense, but that's when you put your ear to the ground, because it's definitely coming from the ground. That's when you hear it. You hear the sound of gentle rhythmic purring of a cat sleeping. And because you rolled a 17, you take Scruffy's words into consideration, and you walk around the house, and you notice where, of course, it looks like there's how when a cat's like kind of sleeping, their shoulders scrunch up and their legs scrunch up, like how that's happened. And you can see the foundation is the bat, looks like it's been fused with some kind of flesh and wood and concrete. That's definitely the back of some creature. And yeah, this looks like definitely like what would be a cat's body, but you can't make the rest of it. It definitely has to be underground. and you go back inside to where Scruffy is, and I will let you guys continue.
Well, you got a creature wolf. Is what's happening.
Right. I was telling you that it's a cat house thing. So clearly, my technical expertise is not appropriate. I suppose. Again, that's why I need you for like the magic native stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could read it a story or something.
Well, every creature I've met has been either food motivated or wanted to play. So those are your options.
So what you think? Like we'll put a trailer hitch on the on a truck and just drive like a big ball of yarn around.
Yeah, why not?
I mean I'm willing to do it. I'm just saying I don't know that that's a great idea, but I could work something up, I guess, like that.
So, as you guys have been discussing this, I actually can't resist this now. Maury, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to roll me 2d10s real quick.
D10s?
Yes, because I want you to read me each number. So what this is going to be, this is basically essentially going to be how we would be for like a D100. Instead of having to roll a D100, you just say, so if you roll on one dice, you roll an 8, and on the other one you roll like a 5, that's 85. So I just need you to roll me both those dice, and what's the first number and the second number?
Okay. 9 and 6. Oh my god.
Okay, now Bob and Gizmo, they've had a raunchous time down in Vale Valley, but they, of course, they didn't want to spend the whole day. They just wanted to spend the morning, get a few little things, and one of the things they grabbed, they made the mistake. They thought that this was like some kind of like weird eldritch and kind of weed, but it's actually a eldritch and catnip.
This is gonna be fun.
So a few things are going to happen, everyone. The house starts to shake, right? Just really shake. So you don't have to say it. I would like everyone to roll me a d20 and just tell me their number in the chat, please. Because this way we can just keep going as the house keeps shaking. Finally, just a pair of ears pop out, boop, and then the head. Now, but instead of like how I posted in the picture, instead of a red gem, there's just a actual third eye. And she looks around and she sees the eldritch and catnip and just starts rubbing her head all in it and everything. And oh yeah, that's how it starts. First, her tail starts to raise out of the ground. And then her butt raises out of the ground. And then she just starts to... as she's just looking around. And Bethany, Scruffy, Uretzi, you guys are fine. You're able to keep your footing. Okay, now, Sticky Joe, and Maury. Remember, just because I said you failed, that doesn't automatically mean it's going to be the worst possible outcome. What this means now, this is going to be the most interesting outcome. Yes. So, excellent. Good job, Maury. So, here's the thing. Because you rolled a 3, Maury, you fly out of the second story window from where the bathroom area was as you were heading to the kitchen. You fly, well, not from the bathroom, you were going down the stairs. You fly out where one of the stairs is, and you land on the scruff of Biscuit's neck as she's just excitedly looking around and everything. And not Scruffy, Sticky Joe, you fly out you fly out more of the third story window because you were coming out from your bedroom area, and you go flying out that window, and you land on Biscuit's hindquarters near her tail. As you both are, I would like you both to roll me a difficulty 3 might roll. That means you have to beat a 9, as you want to try to hold on for dear life as Biscuit is still writhing around really excitedly. So I can actually answer that question for you real quick, Silas. So, your might is 8. Would you, because you are a tier 2 now, would you actually like to use some of your might pool from your 8 points to lower the okay, if you didn't, so you don't even need to lower the difficulty. So you could have used some of your points to lower it down, but you rolled a 9. You both are holding on real good. Before I go back to Yuretsi and Scruffy real quick, I want to hear first with you, Sticky Joe. What's going through your mind as you flew through the window? You landed on this giant, pink, very fluffy cat hindquarters.
This ain't the weirdest shit that Sticky Joe has seen. Plus, because I'm all sticky, you know, like, I got a real good grip on this cat.
And you know what?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna make a cool wig out of its fur for Peggy. She'd like that.
Oh, you better make sure you talk to Scruffy about that, because I think Scruffy's going to have words with you, sir.
I will be a gentleman and ask. But I
Now-
can't help it the fur sticks to me when I get off.
Now, Maury, same question for you. As you flew through the window and you landed on the neck of Biscuit, what's going through your mind right now, Maury?
Probably just hang on for dear life. Maury's got enough survival instincts to just autopilot that shit.
I will come back to you, Maury, after we've heard from Scruffy, Yuretsi, and Bethany, of course. Now, Scruffy and Yuretsi, you guys have kept your footing, and would you guys go to the front door to see, like, what's causing all of this violent shaking? Because, oh yeah, all the Dons are waking up and they're just, you guys wouldn't, they weren't asleep. They were just coming back downstairs. They're like, you guys wouldn't happen to know what's causing all this, would you? And that's when they just hear a very, very loud meow. Is that a cat?
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't exactly really know where to begin. But would you believe the house is in a mood to play?
Okay, so here's the thing, my good janitor. We are used to the house doing playful things. We've never. What are you meaning when you say wants to play? What does that entail?
Well, the house stood up and did the butt thing, as cats
Wait,
do.
excuse me, what? Wait. There's more to this house?
Well, I thought you understood that the house wanted to play. I'm just trying to ease you into this conversation.
So, hold on. Nope, one of the Dons, they failed their mental roll. They just faint. Another one takes the place. No, I am sorry. He has very weak constitution. So you say the underneath house there was giant cat connected to house, correct?
Well, yeah, that's the gist of what I'm saying, but I'm not sure what his ability to understand the Constitution has to do with why he passed out. It's a pretty simple document, if I'm honest.
Literally all the Dons are just looking at each other. You are the first person that they've ever encountered that's like, wait. Are you saying, like, the usual rules of, like, weird shit from beyond your mind doesn't get affected? Nah, you, whatever you, taking or is you smoke or whatever, I want some because, I wish my mind worked like you, sir. Now, what has caused the cat to want to play?
Well, now that I'm not too super sure of. We were talking about a yarn ball, but I think something else might have done happened.
And this is when you can hear just the house raises up even more, and Biscuit is just looking around as she looks at Bob. Bob looks at Biscuit, and Bob just in his own mind is just, oh, fuck my life. As Biscuit just starts floop, 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 flinging him around in between her paws, just floop, floop, catching Bob in her mouth, flicking him up, and just, Bob's just, yep, this is my life. You know, if I had bones and shit, I'm sure this would really be painful. But nah, I'm just embarrassed. You know, if my boss Maury saw this, I would never live this down. I'm just glad he's not seeing this right now. Maury, how are you reacting to seeing Bob used as a fucking toy?
Not the first time. Probably won't be the last. Maury just shakes his head. Just
And nope, Bob doesn't notice you. So you're shaking your head. Bob doesn't know you've seen him. And you're at sea. And Scruffy, do you go out to the wailing and screaming that you hear?
Yeah, she'd probably try to help him out by, like, giving scritches.
Alrighty, as you are proceeding out the front door, I would like to go, Bethany. Before we find out what you were doing up to before all this, you have just had whatever you've been doing violently interrupted as you were able to keep your footing as everyone around you just violently fell on their faces. And as you were going downstairs just to try to figure out what's going on, you heard the monstrously loud meow. Did you follow behind, or were you going to the area of where the Dons had walked to, Bethany?
Well, she's going to hear the meow and want to know what the hell that is. So she's going to follow that sound.
So this is before the screaming of Bob had happened. So what's going to happen with you, Bethany, as you go out, you go on the porch, that's when you see the big ol' eldritch and pink cat. You just see the back, you see Maury holding on for dear life, and I'm going to need you to give me a difficulty a difficulty 4 might roll. You got to beat a 12. As you're on the porch, as Biscuit is raising up higher for some reason. Okay, you crit this. So how would you like to stay in the porch, or would you like to try to climb up higher on top of the porch to get a better vantage point? Because I'm offering you this because you rolled in that 20.
What happened again? So the cat like slammed his tail at the on the porch, I think.
Oh no, what happened is Biscuit at first had gotten up a little bit. This was like a cat laying down, had just stood up, and now because she had gotten some of the eldritch and catnip, she is very hyper right now and very playful. So she is actually standing up now. So you guys are now about a good 30 meters in the sky, in the air, because Biscuit's about 30 meters tall, and she saw Bob, Maury's cephalopod, trying to be disguised as a human, we'll just say assistant. And, he's now being used as a massive toy, as Biscuit is just batting him around between her paws, catching him in her mouth, throwing him back up, and then just for showing how smart she is, she catches him on her nose tip.
Oh, yeah, Bethany's going to climb up to see this a little more.
And you see all this. How are you reacting, Bethany? What are you thinking?
Well, she thinks she's high, first off, but no, she hasn't had any drugs in a while. Only human meat. Maybe it was tainted. No. Does she see Does she see Maury?
Yep, on Biscuit's neck.
Well, she calls out to Maury like, "Is this something you've been working on? You've been hiding from us?"
That is amazing. Maury, you are able to hear that. Oh, Maury did step away. So
Oh,
as you yelled that out, I will catch Maury up when they come back. But as you yell that out, that is when Yoretzi and Scruffy and the Dons all come out. And thankfully, you guys didn't come out when Bethany did, so you don't need to make that might roll to keep your balance. But hold on. Oh wait, no. Thank God they're around Scruffy, because they don't have to make an intellect roll from what they're seeing. And Yoretzi, you are protected with the same thing. Thank God for Scruffy. But would you guys like to climb up the porch for a better vantage point?
Well, Yuretsu will be climbing up to give the best scritchies.
Oh, okay. So for Yuretsi, I'm going to need you to. Okay, just give me a difficulty 3 might roll. You just got to beat a 9.
That's an 11, I believe.
Oh, so you're just rolling. You're just seeing if you can beat a difficulty 3 9 might roll.
Oh,
You just gotta beat a 9.
I'm just double checking. It's 9 on the die, but I don't remember my might bonuses.
Okay, so what did it start with? What's your dice roll starting?
Okay, yeah, it's a +1, so a 10.
Oh, perfect. Now, as you're climbing up, you see Maury, and they have a good grip. And Maury, when you see Yuretsi climbing up, you actually see her start to just give these scratches, just going to town, scratching behind the ear. I will offer you the chance, if you would like to do a difficulty 3 might roll, would you like to assist and use your spider legs? Oh, good. So, Maury, what is going on is Yuretsi has started climbing up Biscuit, because Biscuit is now fully stood up. You guys are now about 30 meters in the air. And Yuretsi climbed up Biscuit's neck, and she's now scratching behind Biscuit's ear. Would you like to do a difficulty 3 might roll to use your spider legs to assist in the scratching of Biscuit's ear?
Well, Biscuit's a cat. Cats don't really like their ears scratched.
Where would you... Okay, so because you're on the neck, I will just say you can find the right place to scratch. it'll just be a difficulty 3 to use your spider leg.
Okay, I got a 15.
Alrighty. You start to scratch where you believe is going to be the perfect spot, and well, with the combination of your Retzi and Maury scratching away, Biscuit actually starts to purr, and she drops Bob down. Bob lands into the ground. Thank God for no bones. And finally, she's just purring happily, and she lowers down, and she's laying back down now. But here's the thing, she's not going back underground. So you guys essentially are about... Actually, the funny thing is, Cleopatra and Edgar do love their ears being scratched, but they do also love having their necks scratched as well. So that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
But
because
so,
Truffy will try and bite you if you touch like anywhere near her ears.
but yeah, Cleo loves those ear scratchies. Now, thankfully, now with Biscuit laying down, you guys can actually safely just literally slide down her side. You're only about a good 10 meters high now. If you're in the if you're in the house, you're about a good 15 meters high. But you can go down and slide down Biscuit, and it's easier to climb up her again to get back in the house. And if everyone would like to, I would like to find out. First, we'll go with Sticky Joe, because you are, of course, on the hindquarters of Biscuit as she finally settles down. And you do come up. Thankfully, no fur is ripped off. What you get is just her winter coat sheddings. And you literally look like a pink Sasquatch, my man. You are just covered in fur. But
You see Joe
you are...
pull out a little tiny notepad, and it says Joe's bucket list: be a pink yeti. He just scratches it out.
What the fuck?
Joe's a complicated guy.
and here's the thing, I ain't gonna lie, you yourself now have a pretty bitchin' fucking pink wig yourself now from how much of that fur got on you. Like this wig like goes down to like your butt crack. So you have a really impressive set of hair, my friend.
Oh yeah,
Now,
this is still the age of hair rock. I can get away with it.
I love it. Thank you, Maury. That is magnificent. And Sticky Joe, you get off and you start to head towards the front of the house. And I'm going to open this for a group RP as everyone comes down. And you are all in front of the house. So this is Sticky Joe, Bethany, Uretzi, and Scruffy.
Sticky,
Oh,
Sticky
and
Joe would wink at you, but his eye would like stay stuck. His eyelids are
so
too damn sticky.
you can assume it's Sticky Joe because, of course, finally Clem is just... You can see underneath, like, where's the neck portion of all the fur of this pink yeti, it finally like just starts to... Clem is just not amused being coated in all this fur, and he just flaps his little flesh wings, and now he can kind of fly, and he's just... And Sticky Joe, Clem takes off for a while.
Oh no! Oh hey,
Dude,
I got a question.
Yes.
So with Sticky Joe's recent enlightenment with is it Sitar Hartar? I'm just gonna call him MacGyver. Can Joe like kind of read Clem's emotions, thoughts, anything like that?
Yeah, he's the easiest one for you to read with all that. For anyone else, I will make it a difficulty 3 intellect roll for you to try to read. But you actually know Clem's taking off because his species hasn't been able to enjoy actual real flight in over 25 million years, dude. You can tell he is crying from pure joy right now.
Aw, I know. Joe's gonna get him little tiny goggles to wear.
You know, he would really appreciate that. And but dude, for you just get this intense moment of love and thankfulness because it's because of your stickiness and everything that the fur got attached to him, but that's what also gave him finally the weight and everything he needed finally to be able to give him the lift he needed to fly.
So proud of him. If Sticky Joe was capable of crying, which we know he can, it would be a lot right now. You know, Joe's gonna go take a shower. Let's see, what year is it?
It is exactly 1999. It is the year 1990. You guys are actually... It is actually July of 1990. It is summertime.
Okay, so it's Joe's annual bath time.
And Joe, here's another thing though. Something's going to happen with Clem because as he's flapping, crying, before he used to just have that horrifying mouth, but this is when things start to finally change. His wings start to, if he was lower on the ground, everyone would be hearing cracking and snapping as his bones are cracking and expanding and rapidly reknitting themselves. As he's growing larger, he's becoming the size of a California condor, which, if you know your birds, that is a very large bird. And he's actually getting a gargantuan beak to match his new size. It's literally ripping from his mouth. And the pink fur, all of that is just blowing away as he has a magnificent plumage fur that is more reminiscent of a rainbow than anything else.
Man, it's so beautiful.
And a little egg drops down from the sky as Clem flies off into just off into the mountainside, growing larger and larger until he becomes the size of what is considered a legendary thunderbird, and Clem is gone. If you would like to try to catch that egg, I need you to give me a difficulty 4 might roll. There's no way to lower that, buddy. If anyone wants to help him, they can.
I will. Well, I think I'm on the house.
Yeah, is Maury
No,
there? Or...
No, you are. I'm sorry. This was a group role play moment. It's just Sticky Joe triggered something to happen. You're all there. So, with each person assisting, I will lower that difficulty rating down. So now this is a 2. It's just after you roll, Sticky Joe, I just want to hear all 3 of you work together to catch this egg.
Okay.
You just have to beat a 6.
Thank you. We got a 13.
All right. How does this look as all 3 of you work together to catch this egg? And as it's falling down, thankfully you are all working together because you notice it's about the size, it's even larger than an ostrich egg. So this is when I'll stop and let you guys take it away.
Bethany is kind of like running awkwardly in circles, like, oh my God, with her hands raised in the air.
I'm gonna look around, look for any kind of poles, and try to fashion a net out of duct tape to help. That way we can do like one of those emergency, like firefighter catch net things.
Maury's gonna assist Joe in his efforts to make a net.
Y'all can just throw me.
Uretti's gonna position Bethany to help brace the pole so it doesn't slam down.
And you know what? In this great
and I will
moment,
throw Bethany because they volunteered.
Oh, no. So, dude, you already got it all together, man. So with this combination, and even your Retzi coming together, you are able to use a net to perfectly catch this egg, and you swaddle it up into a little makeshift nest, and it immediately starts to shake. And what erupts is 3 little babies. Now, these aren't 3 little baby gas bowels. This is what I will call 3 baby Thunderbirds. And for this, because of your cooperation, Uretzi, you get one. Maury, you get one. And Sticky Joe, of course, you get one. Bethany,
Joe's a grandpa.
Here's the thing for you, though. You see that there is still a good amount of genetic material and the eggshell left. You know you could take that to the research department, and that is just going to make your bank account go high. So that's more valuable to you than a little baby bird.
Oh, yes. Also, Bethany looks off into the horizon where the Thunderbird went off, and she's just like, "That shouldn't be worried about this. I mean,
There's
it
a beautiful
reproduces
rainbow.
still. It reproduces asexually. That could, if this link back to the park, we're in trouble."
And so, Uretzi, Maury, Sticky Joe, your little baby Thunderbirds, these chicks, they are about the size of a full-grown eagle, bald eagle. And yeah, they've imprinted on you guys. They love you.
Uretti's gonna tell Bethany I wouldn't worry about it. These are natural creatures.
Okay, yeah, natural, my ass. Nothing about what we do is natural. I don't. Why am I the only one with a normal job here?
They share a planet too.
It's okay. I think man, I'm having a hard time doing the voice tonight. I think motherhood looks good on you, Bethany.
No, no, just no.
Gotta have more heavy breathing to that comment.
I know. We gotta name them. I will name mine Vegeta Junior.
There's a senior.
No.
Well, I mean, technically, with the time period, that actually I think would work out. I could be wrong on the times, though.
The
Yeah, I think
little baby,
you're very wrong.
the,
Dragon Ball
Studio,
Z didn't hit
your little
American
chick
Airways.
is
Yeah.
just looking at you, and they actually are happy with the name.
I mean, I'm due to change the name. Like I changed Clem's name like 13 times, so I might change it later on. But for now, it is Vegeta Junior.
And little Vegeta Junior is just teep 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 teep. And so, granted, yes, they have actually already gotten to the point where instead of having like a full actual coat, they have that little their baby coats. They look more reminiscent to just massive baby penguins now at this point, but their coats are still rainbow. And so now, let me just do a little catch up real quick for Moonlight. Moonlight, quite a bit has happened since in 3 hours after you went to go get some rest in the room. You left Riley because he was still just deep in sleep. And as you were leaving the room, the house started to just shake. And as you were running, that's when you saw a giant pink cat body start to rise, ripping from the ground, and you saw Sticky Joe fly out of one window, land on the hindquarters of this cat body. Maury landed on the neck, and as you were running out, you saw literally spider legs erupting from Maury's back as Maury was scratching the scruff of this gargantuan 35-meter tall pink eldritchen cat, and Yoretzi was scratching behind, giving them scratches behind the ear. And thankfully, because what had happened was Bob and Gizmo, the Mogwai, they had come back from Vale Valley and they had some eldritchen catnip. And, well, Biscuit, that caused Biscuit to finally wake up. Because the house is sentient, but that's not the real body of Biscuit, Moonlight. The real, actual physical body is underneath the ground, and it's a 35-meter tall cat. Before it thought it was a dog, but now because of Scruffy, it believes it's a cat. It looks like a gargantuan savannah with 3 eyes. And after Biscuit, she was calmed down, she decided it's time to take a sleepy sleep. And you guys all climbed down, and then when Sticky Joe had come around the corner, he literally looked like a pink Sasquatch because of all the winter coat fur that got stuck to his body. And Clem was covered with the same fur, and he was getting mad and everything. But then when he flapped his wings, something happened that his species has never had. Like, they haven't been able to fly in over 25 million years. And as Clem flew into the sky, he started growing larger and larger until he started to look like a California condor, except with a rainbow plumage and just rainbow feathers, and then growing larger and larger until about the size of the legendary Thunderbird. And as Clem left off to fly off to the distance, an egg dropped down from the sky, and now there are 3 baby chicks left over. And these are not gas bowels, these are Thunderbird chicks. Morty has one, Sticky Joe has one, and Yoretzi has one. But first, how are you feeling when you first see the giant cat, Moonlight?
Moonlight is thinking to herself, am I tripping acid right now? Because I'm pretty sure I left my shrooms at home. However, Moonlight is also really happy because Riley loves cats. And I know that Riley would want to adopt this thing. I'm going to take pictures for the scrapbook opportunity.
You take a few pictures with the Polaroid, and you get some really cute cat sleeping pictures of the sleeping Biscuit. And you do look off in the distance. You see this beautiful rainbow from where Clem flew off in their new form. And you finally notice the 3 chicks with Yoretzi, Sticky Joe, and Maury. And this is when I will let you guys group role play in this moment now.
Well, I guess I missed a couple things. Maury, loving the legs.
Yeah, I'm getting used to them.
So
You know,
no one's gonna stand. Go ahead. Oh wait.
you know what? I have some questions about the service life since I haven't really been uphill that much, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure this is normal enough. At least Riley told me stories about the wild shit he's seen.
I'm just trying to make sure that this doesn't get linked back to the park, because yeah, I'm pretty sure a mystical creature on the loose somehow is going to get linked back to our park.
I mean, as long as we're not showing on name tags and ID and fucking addresses, I'm pretty sure it's not going to get linked.
Gruffy hides
Hopefully.
his badge that was still on his chest the whole time.
I rarely ever wears a shirt, so that shouldn't be a problem.
You know what, Sticky Joe? I'm gonna take a picture of you, and I'm gonna make up some mythical creature bullshit that I can start selling merch for. I think I'm gonna be rich with this idea.
Joe's are going to become a local legend, the Pink Yeti of wherever we're at. I got it. Let's get some film of me walking really slow through the snow.
Scruffy's going to take a really
Be
out of
sure to
focus
wave at the
picture.
camera.
Anyway, I gotta start doing my job and promoting the park with pictures. So say cheese, Sticky Joe.
I'm going to do like the little Sailor Moon V to the I pose.
And she snaps the pictures.
You see, I'm really happy that you guys have been talking about this because, yes, this isn't one of those tabletop worlds where this happens and no one notices. No. They have finally gotten everything together, and this is when you guys finally notice, yeah, there are news copters just recording and just people are just there's cats, blah blah blah. And Bethany, you get a now. This is when one of the workers from one of the other Dons comes out and goes, "Hey, is one of you Bethany? You got a phone call. It says it's like the man, like he's the head up of marketing. He needs to talk to you."
Shit. What's that? Huh? Is that what he said over the phone?
So
But
he's like,
no,
I ain't hey. I ain't no one's delivery man. You come out here and you come up, you climb up and you get the phone. I'll just put it down. You gotta climb up. I ain't bringing no one out. I ain't no one's messing with me. And he goes back in grumbling. So Bethany, you are going to have to go inside.
she begrudgingly, if that's a word, she does go inside.
Now, when you climb up Biscuit. Biscuit's just happily sleeping, purring still. And when you get to the phone, when you just hear the most, "Bethany, you genius!"
Thank you. What did I do?
I have no idea how you knew, but well, there was always suspicions that above there's pits all around the world that connect to the flesh pit, to the PBSO. And we've always had suspicions that these locations, if there's anything built on them, that they would have some kind of, anomalies. And God damn it, you've proven that point, Bethany. And oh boy, because that is over one of the pits of the PBSO, that is anodyne property. So we're definitely going to be marketing that special little house. And because you're there, you can definitely ensure and speak to the press. We're going to allow you to be the face of Anodyne, Bethany. And my dear, there is a big bonus coming your way.
Ooh, I like that, but there's something you have to take care of because my face is still on America's Most Wanted list right now. We might need to handle that or anything else.
Young lady, you do realize we have the greatest legal team in the country. We have ensured that quite a few celebrities were able to walk away from some certain incidences. If you remember a certain trial where a man said, "If the glove don't fit," that was our people. So don't worry. We've already taken care of your issues, Bethany.
Okay, just to clear thing up, I know the guy that was responsible for that, and he's actually a pretty good guy. He taught me how to catch a football. So
Oh, don't worry, Bethany. Who we got to make sure to take the fall, you don't need to worry about it.
Wait, off out of character. Didn't that happen in '96 though?
What?
The whole if we're referencing the O.J. Simpson thing, didn't that happen in '96?
Remember, this is an alternate timeline.
Ha,
With the
gotcha.
introduction, when the PBSO, this caused a lot of things to change. So certain events are not the way. So you guys are more technologically advanced than what the 90s normally have. You have a form of internet. It's not the traditional like fiber optics, it's flesh optics. It's made of the flesh of the PBSO. There's cell phones because it's made from the cells of the actual PBSO. That's why there's cell phones. The actual towers are made of the actual PBSO. So that's why you have these forms of technology. It's just they're expensive.
Alrighty. I think you've
Now,
explained this over and over, and I think we're just so fucking drug
no,
addicts
no,
and
no.
shit
You're
that
all,
we don't.
no. You're all good. Hey, I have no mind because if we get listeners at certain episodes and they want to know and they forget, it's nice to have it be laid out again. But
Yeah, I really appreciate it because like this game has been ongoing for like months now, and
Yeah,
then we
it's
took like
so
a
much
2-month break and everything. Like this game's been going a hot minute.
This game is
Mhm.
fun. I'm enjoying this so much.
Now,
All right.
Bethany, you hear all this and you just hear all the excitement and you hang up on the phone. But as you're walking outside in all your excitement, I do want you to also think about it. Knowing the group you're with, and you're going to have to say, oh, we're going to exploit this creature for money in front of Moonlight, Yuretsi. Have fun, Bethany.
Mm.
Press has
Scruffy has
but
shotgun ready to go.
But don't worry, Bethany. The press hasn't gotten here yet. It's just the copters. But oh boy, there is a literal like cavalcade of chaos. Just guys can see the parade of cars driving from below the hill on the way. You guys got about a good hour and a half before they'll reach you. But I will go back to the group again. Everyone is back together again. Yuretsi, Sticky, Joe, Scruffy, Maury, and Moonlight, and of course
Moonlight is holding a big ass knife right now.
Why do you have a knife? Actually, I don't want to know. One thing though, before I give it away, Moonlight, how are you reacting to? So the chicks are about the size of bald eagles, but they look like baby penguins with rainbow coats.
This is why I have a big ass knife to protect the babies.
Cheep.
Riley loves penguins.
Scruffy's gonna get everybody's attention and go, the feds are on the way. Everybody get in the cat. We gotta
go. No. Wait.
Bethany, get in the goddamn cat.
Listen.
Vegeta Junior, get to the cab.
You know,
Maury has
I ain't asking. I'm gonna throw Bethany.
Yeet.
Okay.
But
so
Maury's just disappeared. Nobody knows where Maury's gone.
Oh, your chick followed behind you. Cheep.
Oh, Maury's carrying the chick.
Yay!
I should have specified.
Maury's
got somewhere to be.
Yuretti's gonna keep Tallow in her, or Tlalo in her arms, and make sure Bruno's following.
Oh, Bruno is right behind you. And cheep. And you get into the house. Scruffy, you're of course first in there. But now is the time. What do you tell Biscuit?
All right, as we're entering the house, I'm gonna stay at the door, which I assume is like near its face.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go. All right, Biscuit, we need to move. I know you don't like the feds as much as I don't like them. We gotta go. We're gonna go to the safest place I know. And I'm gonna say,
where are we going?
Shit, what is the safest place I know? I guess I would think to go back to the park.
So now
I feel like this is somehow going to turn into Free Willy.
Oh, this is about where this is going to get really good. Now, when you actually, so I love that you said specifically the word the park, because I'm going to make that canon how you say that. Biscuit does understand the word the park, and she gets up, and now here's the thing. This is when she was more in the mind of the set of the dog, why she knows the word park. because she's heard talks of this from the wood spirit and the dark god, and Biscuit starts taking off down the hill. Thankfully, now since you guys are more prepared, Biscuit's actually made the house to where more stable. You guys aren't rocking around and shaking. She's running down the hill. Cars are just, oh shit! Oh, wait. God damn, the news were true! It is a big ass cat! Wait, please! The public deserves to know! She stomps down on one of the news vans. A tail slaps another one. But instead of taking the right towards the happiest on earth, she takes a left. And she's running, and she's getting so excited, so happy. And that's when Bob is just, and he's just, wait, I know where we're going. She's following, but this is when normally, because the sky is, of course, the color of the sky is a reflection of the ocean. Where we're going, though, the reflection doesn't work kind of right here. Things are weird here. The sky isn't blue here. The sky is a velvet purple here. It's not nighttime, though. It's still daytime. But you don't see a sun in the sky. You don't see anything in the sky. Just that velvet purple. And as you're going, Biscuit finally stops, turns, and you're just in this massive like Central Park, and Biscuit just does something more reminiscent of, and then of like a dog, and just lays down in a circle, starts purring, going to sleep. And the way her body works, underneath her fur is like a gargantuan philia, like kind of like a insect, but it's underneath the fur so you can't notice it. Using that philia, she's able to dig in the ground, and she buries herself to where she's underneath the ground, covered, and the house is leveled with the ground. And yes, Scruffy, your normalcy field, it don't work here, buddy, because this is all normal. And you look in the sky at first, you swear you thought you saw an eye. Nah, it's just a cloud. A glowing cloud, gas cloud. Okay, that cloud has an eye. And there's a floating cat. And there's a pack of dogs just running through town. And someone turns the radio on. And at first you swear you thought you heard someone say, and now for the weather report. And then you just hear a really grooving song. And this is when, Maury, it comes back to you as you look out the windows. You're in Vale Valley. And I'm going to give it back to the group as Scruffy, you go back inside. You're all in the main hall of the house. And this is a group roleplay moment.
All right, so I may have made a mistake. I do not think this is the
You
park.
okay though, Scruffy?
I'm sorry. Can you guys not hear me?
Oh, no. Moonlight was just because you seem a little rattled. Scruffy, you're actually turning. Scruffy, you are looking like you are pale, sweating.
Oh, right, because the normalcy thing. Yeah, I may have made a little bit of a mistake. I don't even know. I don't know that I'd go so far as to call it an actual mistake. More like a deviation from the plan.
Sticky Joe's going to get really close to you and then force his cock eyes to go straight, breathe heavily. Then he's going to hand you a friendship bracelet.
Well, I do appreciate that, Mr. Joe.
Joe forgives.
Why is this sticky?
Damn it, it shouldn't be. He took his first shower of the year.
Yeah, but his friendship bracelets and equipment, I don't think would be not sticky.
You know what? It's like all of our friendship. It should stick together.
I'm just gonna back away from this friendship slowly.
I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder.
Oh God!
Boy, everybody knows the best
confusing to my shot. This was my favorite shot.
He's pacing, trying to figure out what the hell, how she's going to say this, tell this to the news team. Is this a publicity stunt to promote the park and its smooth summer themes?
So here's the thing. This is now when you finally notice that pack of dogs is now running closer to the park, and you get a good look at them. And this is when you hear the radio say, "Oh no, the plastic bags have gotten out of the dog park." And you get a good look, and that's what these dogs look like.
So just totally normal dogs.
Totally normal.
You know, they're not that different from the pit.
Isn't like Nathaniel like distant cousins with these things? Can he help?
Oh, wait. Are you saying you want to approach them? Oh, okay. Well, so Sticky Joe, you leave the group huddle as the dogs are just going by the park, and you get their attention. And that's when they all spin around in unison. And this is when now you notice in horror at first, it looked like they just had like a weird no paw thing, but now they've grown fingers on one of the paws and they're just snapping in unison, looking at you as one pulls out a switchblade. Hey, guy, what are you doing here?
Run, Sticky Joe, they're ruffians.
Do my nipple senses
Hey, they got a
detect
dame!
anything?
Oh,
No, this
I'm
is
gone.
even worse. The Broadway actors.
And this is when you notice the leader of the gang, who has 3 heads and 3 matching pompadours on each one, has a pompadour on each head. Just, you ain't trying to get hurt here, Pops, are you?
Sticky Joe knows what to do. I'm gonna plunge my hands into my pockets and my pocket bacon to get my grease, and I'm gonna fashion my hair in a pompadour style too. Start snapping with them. I'm gonna start psyching them out with doing a little jig in front of them. Gonna do the fucking
Okay, you know what?
river dance.
So, because of the bacon and the fact that you're actually getting involved in the dance, I am going to lower down. So this is not a speed or might moment. This is actually an intelligence moment. This was going to be a 5, but I'm going to let it be a 3. You got to beat a 9 real quick.
Hold on. Slow. 14.
Okay, what happens next as Bethany, Moonlight, Uretzi, and Scruffy, you witness literally Sticky Joe and these plastic bags they're called, literally do the scene from fucking West Side Story. And it literally ends then with like a little bit of the Beat It music video as Sticky Joe is holding a switchblade and now doing the whole part of that music video, just holding their arms, not even stabbing at each other, just doing a perfectly timed dance. But then, yeah, it's revealed that those weren't even switchblades; they were just combs. As Sticky Joe now combs his pink wig into a pink pompadour, and the 3-headed leader goes, "You ain't bad, guy. You got some nice moves, buddy. So what brings you to the Vale Valley?"
I'm just trying to dig a new scene, you feel me?
I can dig you, Daddy-O. And are these folks with you, buddy?
Sure are. They're a bunch of
You know
cool
what?
cats too.
You know what? I can believe that. So you know what? We'll let you get on, Daddy-O. Thanks for the number, man. And you know what? We're in such a good mood now. We're just gonna head on back to the dog park. Thanks a lot.
You're cool, man. You're cool.
And this is when you're at sea, Scruffy, Moonlight, and Bethany, you hear on the radio, thanks to some quick moves from what looks like a very sticky gentleman with a magnificent pink wig, the plastic bags are now back at the dog park. Thank you, our sticky savior. And just for that, here's another weather report. And there's another grooving song dedicated to Sticky Joe. But before we continue on as you join everyone else in front, I must go back to Maury. Maury, when you first had walked away, where did you go exactly? Did you go inside the house?
No, what Maury had done, was Maury snuck off to make a phone call to a guy he knows for reasons.
Excellent. Now I will offer you a choice. Would you like to have that phone call be private and you can DM me the contents, and then later on we can have whatever detail that, or we can do it for everyone to know?
Oh, it's private. Absolutely.
Okay. Now
Gives that
after the-
mystery.
Now here's the thing, though. Of course, after the phone call, you were able to get inside the house, and that's when Biscuit took off. And now here's my question. Did you go out to join the others, or did you want to go out the back door and explore where you...
Actually, I'm going to do neither of those. I'm going to go into the basement and check on DG.
So DG, he's finally prepared his outfit, because he is now convinced without a shadow of a doubt he is going to be free from this house any day now. And the outfit right now, that's so DG is actually dressed like that, but he's about 10 meters tall. He's got that same wig on. Oh, hey, Maury, I've finally gotten over my beautiful little Spencer's passing, but at the same time, look, I was able to replicate it. Now, granted, he's not an adult, he's still just a little baby Spencer, but in a few months, Spencer will be back. You see a little organic looking capsule and you see a little baby inside there. That is definitely a baby Spencer. But you see the piece of the head that you brought there is definitely gone. And you get the gist that he used the head to produce this baby.
Makes sense. I've done similar things.
Why does it feel like I'm close to home? Just feels. Have we changed locations by chance?
Yeah, we are, I believe, N Valley.
Oh, Maury. I never thought we'd have this chance, especially with the person that can definitely free us from this being our attachment is definitely here in Vale Valley. His name is Lantern Man. Don't let the name fool you. He is an entity to be... I wouldn't even give him the liberty of saying respected. I would say feared. He has always been... Oh, you first, Maury?
I was going to say, yeah, because Maury's definitely heard of him in passing before in whispered circles.
Now, the legends I've heard and the rumors, thankfully my memory is vast and long. Now, I don't know exactly, but there's supposed to be a corner with a very ancient looking gas lamp. You stand under the gas lamp facing the northeast and you say, I need a favor. And granted, I don't know what happens next, but he is supposed to appear.
Do you know where this corner is?
I've been told it's close to the town square, but I've also been told one thing. Granted, because of just the energy you radiate, I don't think you'll have a problem. Just to look upon him is potentially mind-quaking. Be careful, Maury. I don't want anything to happen to you.
I'm always careful. You don't worry about me.
And, Maury, do you leave the basement?
Yeah.
And as you're leaving the basement, everyone's outside, but then you see a henchman pale in the face. Do you want to approach him and ask him why he's really panicked?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't know who to tell this to, but that guy you came with, yeah, when everything started moving, we were told to check on everything, and he looks like he flew out of the bed, but he's still asleep, and when we moved him, someone was like, hey, he's not waking up. We think that Riley guy's in a coma.
That is unfortunate.
And we have no... Oh, goodness gracious. Do you, where's the one woman that was... We think... Yeah, Moonlight. Do you know where she is?
She's out front with everyone else.
Do you want me to go out and say, or could you go and tell them?
I'll handle it.
All right, we're gonna go try and make sure he's okay. Oh God. And they take off running upstairs. And Maury, you get out front to everyone in the group, and I'm going to let you take over.
All right, so Maury's gonna go up to Moonlight and give her a tap on the arm and motion, like, hey, get away from the crowd. I gotta tell you something.
Well, I follow you over, because this is actually the first time you've ever dared to touch me, so this must be important.
Yeah, and Maury's gonna be like, I don't know, just not nonchalant as usual, I'll put it that way. Not quite, like, emotion, like, showing, but I don't know how to...
Respectful?
Yeah,
As
like...
you can be?
Like, concerned without showing concern.
Okay.
Alright, Moonlight, I was just coming from somewhere, and guy stopped me, and he's letting me know that Riley's not waking up. He's alive, but they think Riley's in a coma.
What?
I don't have any information, but...
Moonlight just immediately bolts up the stairs as fast as she can to get to, the bedroom.
I will immediately go to Moonlight real quick. Moonlight, when you open the door, you see a group of people just running frantically. And when you go in there, you see they've... God damn it! And you see an IV's been hooked up to Riley, and he's not waking up.
I go over to Riley without really thinking, and I just fall to my knees. And next to him, I put my hand on his face. I check his pulse. I check his breathing.
Moonlight.
Riley, please wake up. Please wake up to me. Come back to me.
Riley's eyes are violently moving underneath his eyelids. You can tell he is seeing something. You look on the bed. There's a little bit of blood, and you see with your eyes there's actually a very faint twinkle. Do you try to pick it up?
As fast as I can.
It's a very peculiar looking needle, but it has curves and angles on it, and you can tell this came from Riley's head.
Does Riley have any peculiar markings on his forehead?
You actually can see he's crying right now. Tears are just pouring down the sides of his eyes.
I lay my forehead on top of his. Riley, it's time to wake up. It's time to come back to me. Please come back to me.
And Riley, in his sleep, finally starts to speak. And actually, yes, I will say, Maury, answer your question, yes. Now, you do start to hear something. You hear Riley saying, "You're not my sister anymore. I won't watch what you've become. Goodbye, Alkenfeld." Moonlight, how do you react when you hear these words? And here's the thing, this is in a voice you've never heard Riley speak in.
As Moonlight was kneeling next to Riley, she was crying because she is fucking terrified. And the moment that Riley said Alkenfell, Moonlight became so blind with rage. She jumped out, she ran out and jumped out the window and Superman punched the ground as hard as her true strength would allow her.
Give me a
And
might roll.
now, if someone else can give me a might roll, she's screaming to her top of her lungs, Alkenfell, you're
And
gonna die.
Moonlight, unfortunately, because you left, there was one last thing that Riley was saying in his sleep, because he did hear your words. Because everyone in the room, granted, they are
Now,
stunned.
here's the thing. Let me stop you. Moonlight left, but she's so enraged, all of her senses are heightened to the max of her ability. So there is a chance.
So, hold on real quick. I will give you assistance because it seems like a little help for rolling real quick. So let me pull up Roller real quick. Okay, because I want to see if you're able to. Let's check some. And boom, shakalaka. All right, Moonlight. Just as you're leaving the room, you do hear, "Who is Riley? My name is Yeeler." And that's when you got outside and you started screaming Elkenfell. And everyone else, you hear the glass breaking from the window, and you can just hear Moonlight screaming. Do you all go see what's happening with Moonlight?
After giving Moonlight the news, Maury left. So Maury's not there.
Gotcha. Oh, you've gone to go investigate for the gas lamp? Because we will come back to that later. We will come to you, Maury.
Yaretsi would also have done that because she needs a Dr. Lantern.
Gotcha.
Bethany would have been in her thoughts trying to figure out how to speak to the press and all that public relations stuff. And when Moonlight jumps out of the window and everything, she like it kind of makes Bethany kind of fall to the ground in shock because she's looking at Moonlight, but she's dare not approach.
Bethany, for you look over, and as you're looking, you see this beagle. He's purple in color. His eyes are glowing. "I am the good boy Cecil. You wanted to witness, so witness. I am the good boy, and I rule over the dark, wet caverns of hell. I want nothing. Cecil, nothing at all, and I will have it. Is that crying woman with you?"
Yes. Cecil, is it?
"Yes, I am Cecil. I'm a very good boy. I ruled over hell and attempted to destroy Nightvale with an army of strangers, but I failed. But I believe
Yeah.
I can help her. She looks like she needs help, but I'm a good boy."
Yeah. You have a nice voice. You ever think about doing spoken word?
"Sadly, people tell me I'm too painfully cute, and people who look too long or hear my voice for too long become sick and vomit black tar, because I'm a good boy." And he starts to
Okay, that's
play, and you start to feel this cuteness overtake you. And Bethany, give me a difficulty 3 intellect roll, because you just look at Cecil.
that's a 1, so I'm doomed.
You start vomiting black tar as Cecil is just running in a circle going, "I'm a good boy. So can you please take me to Crying Lady?" And because of that nat 1, you just want to help the good boy. Give him some belly rubs. You rub his belly, rub his ears. And he's just, I'm a good boy. I ruled over hell. I'm a good boy. I will destroy all. I'm a good boy. And you take him towards Moonlight, and Moonlight, you gaze upon Bethany as Bethany just gestures and says, and you just hear a, hello, crying lady. I'm a good boy, and you look like you're in need.
Hello. I don't have time for this. I need to bring him back.
Even though I know about the one with 2 souls inside the house that are trying to become only one in one body? Ha ha ha, I'm a good boy. Well, okay, if you don't want to know about how...
Hold up. Wait. The
Cecil
one with 2
stops.
souls. Okay, good boy. The one with 2 souls. You're talking about Riley and the other person? Tell me all about them.
Yes. I remember him. Back before that name you say. I'm a good boy. He was twins in one egg. Except the other one, very twisted, very mean. Even makes me wish not to be. You know who I speak of. Yes, the one in there. He was before there was anything. Ha ha ha. Did you not know?
No, he never told me.
Maybe that's why, with that needle in your hand, maybe that's why. There's many reasons. Maybe someone close to him did that. I don't know. You'll have to ask. But I can tell you, he is the one I knew before, but at the same time, he's not. His body's changed. Yes. And so is his mind. And he grew a new soul, as if he died once and came back again. But the old one is alive again. Yes.
Is the old soul trying to replace the new one?
Yes. Now,
How do I wake up the new soul?
Now, here's the thing. You're going to need very something very special. You're going to need a little helping hand. Now, I'm a good boy, and to rack up my good boy points, I am going to lend you a hand by introducing you to the one you need to meet. If you just follow me, you'll get everything you seek.
I'll do anything for him. Go ahead, good boy. Please lead me to where I need to be.
And as you're following behind this dog, Yuretsi and Mori, you see Moonlight walking behind this purple dog, purple beagle with glowing eyes. It's going in the same direction as you guys. And you get close to the city hall, and then finally you find this one area where there is a very old gas lamp. And strangely, this is the one spot where there is no light, because there is no light from this gas lamp. And Cecil, he stops, he runs in a circle around the lamp. Now, you just have to say the right thing, and you'll get everything you seek. I was a good boy. I was a very good boy. And when he runs off, he's gone. Mori, Yuretsi, and Moonlight. And Mori, you remember in the back of your head the dear dark god telling you, I need a favor.
Before we light this lamp, there is a chance that this thing works like a djinn. We need to be careful. Have any of you dealt with a djinn before?
I drank lots of gin.
Oh, no. So just Moonlight and Yuretsi are there, Bethany.
Oh,
Now,
gotcha.
Yuretsi, I will say you have had experience, so has Moonlight.
Now comes the other problem. I feel we're all here for different reasons. What if this thing only lets us have one favor? How do we decide what is most important?
Moonlight, Yuretsi, you both are right there, and you hear that.
Can you quickly remind me what I heal?
So, you can actually. So, yeah, because you actually don't know what Yuretsi and Mori are actually coming here for.
Yeah, basically is Mori asks, like, hey, because we're all three here for something different, like, what if we only get one favor from this monster? What are we gonna do? Nope.
We're gonna do whatever we have to. Just like we've always done.
Alright.
Mori,
Such a serious
do you-
tone.
Wait a
man.
minute,
Fucking
man,
Yuretsi
I
can't say
love-
shit. Say again?
Mori,
I love that dog.
Mori, do you walk under the lamp and say the phrase?
But I want Yuretsi to be able to say something.
Okay, yeah, of course. Actually,
She'll just say, I'll find a way to make it work. I'm not concerned with hypotheticals.
Oh my god. Every time you tried to talk. Alright. So yeah, Maury is going to take the initiative and say the phrase, because I'm pretty sure Maury's the only one who knows the phrase.
Mm-hmm. And well, sounds like someone needs a favor. And allow me to show you the door so we can talk. And the gas lamp starts to creak and change, expanding, widening until it becomes a massive steel gilded door. There's a fog that's a color that's outside of your understanding, leaking from the door. Now, please, come inside.
Maury's gonna
Moonlight
walk
doesn't
through.
even hesitate. She just walks in.
Does Yoretzi and Mori walk in as well?
Yeah.
And hold on, let me.
Yoretzi's studying her environments, but she is walking in.
When you walk in, you look up in the sky. So much is different. You see, you realize where you are now. You're on one of the moons of Jupiter, and standing in front of you is the entity I just posted. The long tendril-like appendage on the back of their head, but inside of that opening, it's not a gaping mouth. You just see two pairs of glowing eyes. The three limbs coming off the bottom that are insectoid-like, but then clawed hands. And granted, he's sitting on a throne just made of a sparkling, gilding material, and he puts those two massive hands underneath the glowing eyes portion. And the last thing that happens in this session, where we'll leave off on this session in a big cliffhanger, you dear listeners, is I understand you three each need a favor. And I do believe I'm the man to answer. And that is where we will leave off with this session. And whew, can't tell you, dear listeners, but I'm going to be really excited to see how Yoretzi, Mori, and Moonlight each respond to the Lantern Man's request for their favor. Well, I hope I've left you on pins and needles, dear listeners. So until the next one, goodbye.